We're here.
Hey, welcome to
Hey,
the workshop number 240. This is a comedy safe space, so you guys can do whatever you want, say whatever you want. I'm not going to tell your parents. Darius, you're up first. Let me know when you're ready to begin, and I will start your time. And also what your word is.
man, I don't know. This whole year has been. Isn't it crazy that it's only 20 days into this year and it already feels worse than last year? Everything that's happened. I don't know what else to say to it. I think it comes to a point where we have to look at ourselves and say, do we really need to eat this burger right now? Yes, we do, because it's been a rough time. I don't see any way around it. I don't shame anybody for it. I don't shame anybody for wanting to be themselves. And at this point, I'm kind of just ranting because I didn't prepare as much as I wanted to because I've been limited. I've been limited by people. I've been limited by things around me in my own situation, and I kind of have to end on that because I really did not. I tried to prepare. I couldn't prepare. I had to, I had an open mic to do today, and I didn't. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm a failure. I'm a failure.
No, you're not a failure, man. It happens to all of us. It's cool.
I will tell you though. Miraculous open mic, as open mics go, there was uh, there was a crowd that there was somebody that went there for the first time. It was like in the middle of the set or in the middle of the show, and I went on after him. And in the middle of my set, I heard like a video happening and people were laughing, and then more people laughed. And I was trying to figure out why people were laughing at my joke or just laughing at me. Had no idea what happened. I get off the stage, I look to the right. It's the same people that were there. This guy brought his like aunt and like grandma and to see him perform, and this man's like 29. And so I was looking at him, and then throughout the entire time, every time someone went up, you would just hear them laugh and play the video loudly, like while the other person was performing. So it was something I laughed at. It was getting ghetto. It was getting ghetto in that place. It was funny.
Hmm. Yeah, that sounds like an open mic for sure.
Hmm.
Yeah. Hmm. What was your topic again?
My topic was limitations.
Oh, limitations. Oh,
Hmm.
fitting, I guess. For sure. Set limitations. Yeah, it's like very broad. I guess you could go anyway with that one.
It is. I did. There was too many things that were like kind of easy to go in with limitations. You could talk about. You could talk about your body. You could talk about the country. You could talk about work. You could talk about like I don't know, maybe bullying as a kid. You were limited in your ability. Like you told them to say stop, but they just kept going. You were limited in your confidence. There's a lot. There's a lot you could go with
Well, no,
limitation.
that's when you're supposed to shoot up the school. What's the matter with you?
I didn't want to be the first black shooter in North Carolina.
No, you wouldn't be the first.
No,
There was a school
like,
shooting like every week when I was growing up.
no, the first black one in 2012, and well, 2008 to 2012. I didn't want that honor. I'll leave that to somebody else.
Well, normally though, like, cause I mean, in Detroit there were a lot of shootings at schools, but they normally tried to only shoot one person instead of
That's
everybody, which was I think kind of nice, of them.
that's my that's my point. I could if it was like me a vendetta against one or two people, sure. But like the spraying type of mass shooter,
But what if
get
you just really have really really bad aim though? You're like trying to hit the one person, but you're also like part stormtrooper.
mm, I don't know. I like it, but that really does make me feel bad because if I was just part stormtrooper, I just take one hit and be done. Side
Yeah,
note, it makes no sense why the stormtrooper armor is that flimsy. That
yeah.
it's just their
It's supposed to be able to deflect any shot that isn't direct, like any like angled
every
shot.
shot is direct with them. It
Yeah.
looks like every shot is direct with a stormtrooper. Every time I see them, One shot, dead. It can
Yep,
be
the
a
worst
kneecap.
armor ever.
Yeah,
Plus, you don't even need a gun. You could hit them with like a stick, like a sharp stick.
basically. And aren't they a galaxy far, far away, far in the future or far in the past?
Well, in the past, a long time ago, right? But like, okay, so they had engineers that could build a planet-sized space station, but they couldn't make armor that could withstand one
Exactly.
shot.
Exactly. Like it's some weak. It's just for decoration.
Yeah,
It's weak. I hate that. That's one of the things I noticed as a kid. Just the structural engineering of the entirety of it, and it made me so mad that I don't know. Just felt limited, honestly.
yeah. Maybe they want to make them feel like they aren't limited, so they put the armor on them. Like, hey, is this armor like legit? And they're like, yeah, it'll protect you. And then you run out there, and you're like, oh no, it's not. But by that point, it's too late. You're already out there, so you got to fight harder.
Fight harder for what? I'm just one of 10,000 brothers in this one batch. We got two more batches coming after me that don't know what's happening. I would dip. Well, I mean, it's not like you could die at any moment, like from any side. Like like rabbits. I like rabbits when I think about it. You can get die from any form. Like everybody's out to get you. You can die from your like comrades. You can die from your commanders. Die from die from the people that were insurrectionists. By the way, they were insurrectionists. Now that I think about it, the rebels.
Oh yeah, it was. If you seen Rogue One, it was made like, I mean, they kind of went that route a little
Mhm.
more heavily than in other movies.
Not quite the insurrection. I think people last week wanted. What was it? 2 weeks from now? Yeah, 2 weeks ago actually, and not quite the insurrection. I think they were planning for. It's been
Um,
dope. It's
Chris, you
been.
have anything to say?
Hmm?
You have
No,
anything to say, Chris?
no, because I didn't really prepare anything too much either. So
Oh, cool.
this is awkward as fuck.
You're only.
Is it?
It's only awkward because you're saying it's awkward.
Well, yeah. Now it's awkward. Thanks.
I feel bad I didn't prepare anything.
Uh, don't be bad. Be glad.
Okay. Um. Cool. But I was just talking about that in general. You know, like, because we're having a conversation about Star Wars, and you're just looking like you're waiting for this all to end.
Yeah, I don't know. I just can't I don't know. I just can't focus right now. I'm
Well, Mr. Waldeck, would that happen to be because of the region you're in? Where would you happen to be at?
What do you mean?
Are you
Uh,
tired?
I am from Charlotte. I'm in North Carolina. The man to our left, Mr. Blau, he's in Michigan. So where would you happen to be at?
Las Vegas, Nevada.
Oh,
Oh, it's
Vegas.
earlier there than it is here.
Yeah. So I don't know what your excuse is.
We can still be
Was
tired. It'll be late.
was at work pretty much. Pretty much. I've been working like 60 to 80 hours every week because I didn't get my PUA stuff just to make minimum payments on my bills. They finally sent me in, but they didn't send me the full amount that I needed. So I'm still pretty much working to cover the other bills until the rest of my PUA comes in. I can get rid of the debt and just finally sleep and breathe again. So that's kind of what I'm waiting on.
Yeah, that's
It's
terrible,
like
man.
I just haven't had time to like just focus and write or do anything, because I'm just constantly working and sleeping basically.
Uh, hold on a minute.
Vegas is
Ah,
in.
fuck. I thought I had the violin within reach.
I got that one.
Nah, it's
Yeah, I
it's.
can't. I can barely
I
focus trying to
legitimately
talk to
thought it
people
was
anymore.
within reach. It's somewhere around here. I don't look for it. Hmm. Are you a Star Wars fan, Chris?
Haven't watched in a while. I didn't even watch the final or whatever, Rise of Skywalker or something. I didn't even watch that. Like, I
Oh,
haven't
you
watched.
lucked out. That shit was terrible. But
Really.
Got average reviews.
I popped out of Star Wars when I was like maybe.
I hear Mandalorian's good. I haven't watched it.
yeah, that was decent.
I hear that's what people talk about all the time is Mandalorian.
Yeah, they talk more about Mandalorian than the actual Star Wars movies now.
Well, it was better. By
Yeah.
far.
Well, I think the last time I actually actively watched Star Wars was like when I was in probably in elementary school.
Hmm.
I guess probably the last time I actively remember being around Star Wars all the time, and that was maybe the fourth movie, the third movie or the fourth movie I think that came out.
Hmm.
So that was like 2000, 2006, 2007. No. 2004, 2005. That sounds about right.
Okay. That's probably around the Anyway, do you have any feedback, Chris, on the topic of limitation?
Limitations? No, honestly, no.
Cool. Okay, so
What was yours, Chris?
Joyless.
Joyless. Damn.
oh
Joyless.
really?
That could have worked. That could have worked out for me if I had gotten that one. I could have worked on that all day.
Yeah, it's easy for me to feel joyless, but I just can't write jokes about it right now. I just don't know what's going on.
I mean, these don't have to be. It didn't have to be funny. You can just say whatever.
Yeah, I just pretty much I just like have I just haven't been able to write anything like good. Haven't been able to do anything like it's just my situation. It's just too tough for me to.
And I think I think one thing that happened. Well, it wasn't really joyless. It was more like it made me question myself and if I should find joy in that. I went to a job interview, or I went to a job I was interviewing for, and I work as a chef, or I work in a kitchen as a cook. And so I went inside. It's an open kitchen. I saw somebody in the position I was, where I was doing an internship a couple weekends ago. I was like, oh, that's my replacement. And so I walked in, tried to see if I could talk to the chef. The guy is all over there in the corner. He looks at me and he says this phrase, "Hey, man, Brady put them Saints to bed, didn't he?" I'm not wearing anything with Saints gear at all. I just walked in. I'm just standing there with a white shirt. Hey, Brady put them Saints to bed. I'm looking at myself like, what about me makes me look like I'm a Saints fan? Because I am, but I'm not wearing anything. So what makes this guy wants to attribute that to me? Is it my head? Is it his necklace? It's kind of golden. What is it about me? Is it the way I walk? I didn't even say anything to him. I just walked in, 30 seconds, starts criticizing me. So I just walked out completely like questioning my entire being. I was looking at my jacket, looking to the side, seeing what was happening. I had no idea what that was. So that's something that it made me question my level of joy because I was happy, but then I don't know, it just threw me off. Anything like that has happened to you where it's just a random moment in time where you were completely not expecting it, but it's like they nailed it on the head as to what you were that they accused you of?
No.
No.
I did get called the N word once. No I'm kidding.
Well, I got called that once. It was funny. I got called it in a rural town, my hometown in Wilmington, and near the beach, where it's on a beach, but near the beach, there's like a passive road where like there's not a lot of bright lights. And I walked out of the gas station, and I take two steps, go to the left, hear a high, shrill N word going down the road. And I'm like, what happened? And here, from my perspective, I don't know why this happened because when you walk out the gas station and you turn left, it's literally like 1 second, and then a second later, I heard that, but they were going like 50 miles down the road.
Oh, damn, we
So-
got the drive-by nigging. My God.
Yeah, I got the drive-by nigga, but I was like, it was high pitched too. And here's the thing: there's nothing situationally where it makes sense where they accessed the situation, saw me, and said, "Okay, you deserve the word. Now let's say it." My best bet is that in the humid hotness of what Wilmington was at that time, they just had their head out the entire time, just waiting for somebody to pop out. They were getting bugs to the face because there was mosquitoes. There was a swamp around there. So I know they were taking mosquitoes to the face. They were just committed to it, committed to finding that one person. When they found me, they just let it rip.
Yeah, and I love that they had the foresight to say it in a high-pitched voice, because if it was low-pitched, you wouldn't be able to hear it.
Oh no, it was a high schooler. It was a high schooler. That's what, because it was too high pitched. Like I could tell it was starting to break a little bit. So I know that's what was going on there.
Mm-hmm. You should have shot up their school, man. I'm telling you. That's how I solved all my problems.
Man, I said I don't want to be the first black person doing a mass shooting like that. So
Not the first. There was that.
mass,
The DC shooter.
I said mass school shooting.
Oh, mass school shooter.
Let me see.
Yeah,
I know about the DC shooter. I'm talking about me putting my name and legacy as the first black school shooter. No, I don't want to do that. I have too much pride.
Hmm.
I could do something about that later. So, all right, well, then let's ask this. Guys, how long have you been in comedy?
3 years.
Chess Anios? Okay. And Bilal, how about you?
No, I don't do comedy. I'm just a guy.
Yeah. Okay, that's good enough. So, Chris, what got you started?
Just had a good act and was just like to make people laugh, and then this whole thing happened, and it's just like, fuck. It's like, I just basically just forgot how to even write jokes anymore. I've just been working around the clock, pretty much I don't know. I still do some online shows and do one-liners, but I can't formulate a set or connect ideas anymore. It's just, I don't know. I just feel like I'm just deteriorating when it comes to comedy and stuff.
Is there much of? I would imagine there is, but is there much of a entertainment scene in Vegas that doesn't revolve around the marquee entertainment?
There's some shows. Well, they're not anymore. Everything's gone now because of the pandemic. There's maybe a few open mics that are now in person finally, but for the most part, it's everything else is gone. There's a few comedy clubs that are open, but yeah, Vegas is dead. There's no shows. There's no Cirque du Soleil. It's gone. Vegas is a damn ghost town right now. You can go to the Strat, a really tall hotel building, for $13 a night. That's how much it costs to go to Vegas. $13 a night at some of those hotels. The strip's fucking dead. It's only gonna get patched for the Mayweather. Sorry, no, not Mayweather. McGregor fight this weekend at the sports books.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, it's pretty much but yeah, the entertainment, they have some rocks and stuff you can go climb up. They got Area 51 3 hours away, the real entrance to Area 51.
Well, yeah, I was supposed to be. You know that when they were we're going to storm Area 51, and then they were no.
Yeah, I was supposed to be on that festival, but then I got this really weird illness back in September, and then ended up costing me a job that I was doing. And then later on, when they were telling me about all the symptoms and stuff of COVID, I'm like, motherfuckers. I was wondering in my head, I was wondering if that I had actually had that, and then the doctor just said, "Oh no, it's just a flu and a cold," because they didn't know what the fuck it was, and I was like, "Oh well, damn it!" I was like, "That could have everyone." And then next thing I know, everyone was saying that they had, everyone was saying that they had some kind of thing, or some felt sicker than they had ever been at one point. I'm like, I feel it's going to end up that almost everyone had it at one point.
But they just lied in your face. They lied in your face and told you it was one thing when it was really another.
Yeah, but yeah, I never thought I'd see Vegas completely shut down. Like, we don't even have CES or our conventions this year. Like, we literally don't have anything. Like, it's like the year the pandemic killed us, like last year, we were supposed to have the NFL draft. Like, everything was supposed to be happening in Vegas. Like, the conventions were going to be the biggest year. Woo! Just like, a town built on socializing, the virus just had to be a social distancing virus. It's like, fuck. And then you realize that the governor at first was doing a good job, and then you kind of realize now he's just like, I have no idea what the fuck I'm doing. Let me just he's literally making shit. He's like, at one point, like, he was just like, all right, 25% capacity at all the bars and the taverns, we need to keep distancing. At one point, he's like, okay, look, we need the jobs so tourists can come to Vegas, but locals to keep the virus down. I need you guys to stay home. I'm like, yeah, dude, who do you think works at those casinos and hotels? Like, and at one point he was like saying, he was like, I shut us down once. I don't want to have to shut us down again. He said that with chastising. He said, just wear the mask and do what everyone says. And then a day later, he got the fucking virus. And they asked him how he got the virus. He's like, I don't know. Like, literally on TV, it's like, he literally has no idea what he's doing. So it's like he's like, oh god, he said, I have no idea what I'm doing right now. That's basically what he's like, just get the vaccine, damn it. That's just what he's saying now. Yeah, Vegas, we're in it's a clusterfuck. But yeah, if you want to stay at hotels that are cheap, this is the cheapest they're ever gonna be, because this is supposed to be our busiest season right now, and it's like dead. So they are literally like offering whatever they are offering it for complimentary at like all the hotels and stuff.
Yeah, if there's one thing I love, it's cheap hotels.
$13 to stay at the Strat, and some of them were at one point, it might be $20 now, which still ain't bad. Like $20 a night. That doesn't include the resort fee though. They still have the resort fees, which are like the little hidden extra costs that they do. So it looks cheap, but it's really not as cheap as it looks. But they're only really bad if you're staying at like a place like the Wynn, Encore, or Aria, or like one of those places and stuff. I think the Luxor is pretty cheap too. The Luxor is like $20 to stay at the Luxor or Excalibur, like some of those places.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But yeah, plenty of dispensaries. The dispensaries are still booming, still in business too. The marijuana dispensaries.
Right. Well, I'm pretty sure that it was a rough time there. It's been a rough time all around America. What I distinctly remember is the memes during the presidential election. Mm-hmm. Everybody looking at Nevada. Everybody was saying, what are you doing, Nevada? You got these measly 6 funky little votes. Just go and get them in. Why did it take so long?
I'm pretty sure Dieter and the PUA were the guys that were counting those votes. I'm pretty sure it had to have been, because they have literally sat on their fucking ass and have not paid people. It took them 9 months. 9 months to get me half of what they owed me. It took them 9 months to figure out that, like, I was supposed to be getting help, for the pandemic. Like, there was one dude who literally got approved. They didn't pay him at all. And he would, like, do a live stream. He's like, okay, well, I'm homeless now. He was showing where he lived. And then eventually they had to, like, go, like, pay him and shit, because they realized, wait a minute, we never actually paid this dude, even though we said we were. It was like, yeah, it's beyond fucked up, like, Nevada. It's Nevada and Vegas, like, it's like, go there, like, visit Vegas. Do not live here. Holy shit, do not live here, because of just the problems that they have with, like, a lot of the programs here in, like, Vegas and Nevada. It's just that's just how it is. That's what I'm starting to learn. Like, I'm just kind of stuck here until I get the help, and then, like, then I just got to pay off the rest of my debt, and then I'm probably going to, like, probably going to try to get out of Vegas or Nevada as soon as possible.
Well, if you go anywhere, I recommend probably don't go to Michigan with the Lowers, because I don't know. How's your senator doing? Are people still planning the kidnapper and torture?
I mean, they have set the people from the Dieter and the PUA department, like, 3 have resigned over what they said were death threats, or what they said were, like, people that were, like, they just couldn't figure out how to do the job. So they just want to just quit, like, a month or a couple days into the job, which is why the PUA thing got, like people from Dieter have actually had, like, they're the guys that run the PUA in the Department of, like, Unemployment. Yeah, one person literally had their car, like, shot up and completely just burned, basically, just because of how long the PUA shit was seen. They are actually under a class action lawsuit where they were found in contempt, and then finally got out of contempt because is that they weren't paying people. Like we're just sitting on their hands, not doing anything. It was like got so bad they had to get sued for it.
This is all in Nevada?
Yeah, like literally, there are people who literally like I was owed like 15 grand. They were supposed to give me for my PUA for all the income I lost from my job. They were supposed to give me 15 grand. It took 9 months of they didn't pay me, and like at the point it was like my dad piled up during the COVID and the pandemic, just being stuck home, not doing anything. So eventually, like I had more than double 60 to 80 hours a week. I was working just to pay the minimum until they send me the stuff. So it's like, yeah, yeah, it's pretty fucking bad over here in Nevada. I'm not even gonna lie, like with like a lot of that stuff going on, and supposedly we're a hot zone or an epicenter for it. But it's like that's because everyone's coming in from other states and just like mingling and stuff on the strip. Some people aren't wearing masks, some are, but it's like it's just at the point where they're like everyone's just so tired of this. They're so tired of it. So it's like I wear my fucking mask like when I go in my car and I do Lyft and Uber and I spray the shit out of that thing like when I and cleanse it because I have no choice. I had no choice because of the PUA thing. I had to work, so it was like I did that. I did warehouse work. It like kept me up, but it's like at the same time, I'm like I need to write some fucking jokes now. And it's like,
Oh wait, what jokes?
yeah, well, I was supposed to be telling
Really?
the thing, but I haven't been able to because I've totally forgotten. Like, yeah, shit's not good here. Shit is not good here in Vegas. like literally before the virus, I remember in Vegas, like before the pandemic, casinos, if you ran out of money, they would literally throw your ass out of the casinos if you ran out of money. But because of how bad things are, they will literally help you apply for credit if you run out of money at the casinos. And that's how fucking how fucked up it is. Like it's so bad that they haven't even reported finding another dead body in the middle of the desert, like a buried, like because Vegas was built by the mob, so essentially they're always all the time finding like mob hits, just buried somewhere, like finding like stuff that happened like from the past. It's like that's how bad it was, how nothing was going on. That they didn't even we went a month without them finding like some someone who got hit by the mob a while ago. That's how dead Vegas has literally been.
Okay. So do you guys have any like material you want to work on at all, or?
Oh yeah.
Oh really?
Yeah. Yeah, we're not just
Sweet.
we're
Awesome. Well, I guess like we can just go to that part then. So Darius, you're up first again. Let me know when you're ready to begin, and I will start your time.
Okay. Okay. Is it 3 o 5 minutos?
3 to
Is it 3?
5, yes.
All right. Well, I think that. Well, I'm ready by the way. I think that. Okay. A lot of people there in Vegas are really trying to get away, and I mean, can't really blame them because of everything that's happened. I like to think that part of the reason they're trying to get away is because of the kids. And in the past, yeah, they still get away because of their kids. Even now, more. They're like stuck with them all the time. Kids are an interesting breed. We were all one once, and every one of us was stupid. Like we were stupid ass kids growing up. Um, I know we were stupid kids because I think I have an example. My friend, when he was growing up, he asked his mom, like all kids do, "Hey, mom, where do babies come from?" So that's what normal kids ask. Mom replies, any normal mom would say, "You know what? They come from your stomach." That's a normal reply. Okay. Kid thinks that next time he's going to use the bathroom, that he's got a baby. So no, you're not having a baby, you dumb little kid. It's understandable. We get that. The thing that I delve into and I think makes it believable more for this little kid, this impressionable young soul, is that he is a black boy. I say this because um, it's more believable for a black child to be told that kids come from their butt and they look in the toilet than it would be for, say, a white person or an Asian person. maybe a Mexican, look in the same toilet and say that that's their child. The similarities aren't there. They're not there as much. So I look at that and I think that kids are dumb, but in that situation, can you really blame them when they hang on every little word that their parents tell them? That's what I say about that. The other thing is that I think people that have dogs, I think they're lovely. I think they show them off too much and they get a little bit too comfortable with their dogs. I've met plenty of people where they've interjected in a conversation where tell them about their dog, and they said that, you know what, I kiss my dog in the mouth, or I let it kiss me in the mouth. It's disgusting. Don't you guys think it's disgusting? I think it's disgusting. I think it's disgusting because we all know what a dog does. They look between their legs and they say, I'm gonna lick this dog coochie. I'm gonna lick these nuts. I'm gonna have a good time doing it. And then you want to sit here and act like you want to partake. If you partake, I will gladly pass it on to you, master. It's very disgusting. I don't like it and I don't get it. And some people have gotten so offended when make that note to them. One woman in my hometown of Wilmington, where it had 1898, the only place of a successful coup d'etat by white impressionists. Learn up on the history. Um, she said in her very coup d'etat voice, she said, you know what, I've done a lot worse to my dog than is done to me. I said, pray tell, Cindy Lou Who, by all these notes, if you haven't figured out she's white, then yeah. I say, pray tell, Cindy Lou Who, please tell me the way, show me the way. She said, you know what, I sucked dude's dick once and I kissed my dog in the mouth, motherfucker. She said it just like that. I was like, that's very disgusting and very gross. I don't know, sacrilegious even to the Lord Almighty you love to worship. So I don't know, maybe go to Jesus. Needs to go to the pew. I don't know, get saved again. So I could go on to one more. I think I'll round it out with that. And I will say there was a lot of exposition there because it's been a while since I've done comedy on a Zoom. So it doesn't feel as engaging as in front of a crowd.
Well, yeah, the wording is definitely because I could still like it was still coherent, like even with all the like I don't know, unnecessary words, I guess. Like if that's what you're like getting at, like if you were saying that, but I mean the idea still came across.
Yeah, I was saying I should have cut a lot more of that fat like I normally do when I'm comfortable on stage. It didn't work out the same way.
Yeah, because I understand, but the thing is, like sometimes people will leave the fat in, and when you hear it, you won't be able to understand even what they were trying to say. But yours, in your case, like you still get the joke and like where the punchline was and everything, and what you were trying to do. With I think you have like some good like premises in there. Chris, did you have any thoughts?
Yeah, same thing. Like, I thought you had a lot of good premises, but I think it felt like you was searching for a punchline a little bit on some of the jokes, like the dog and the like. I remember something about the pooping. I didn't quite understand that bit.
I think it was because of brownness.
If you look at me and Bilal, and you look at shit, then we have similarities in color. If you look at
He's
yourself,
saying we black people and turds look alike.
Oh, okay.
That's the joke there. Yeah.
isn't that
I
the joke?
think
We are turds. The joke is that it's interesting to see that this young boy thought it would be interesting to think that this young boy would think that this is his child because the turd and himself are the same complexion. If you look at it as you, if you were a young boy and you saw that same turd, you probably wouldn't believe it as quickly.
awesome. Yeah, I think the punchline to the dog thing was the thing about the lady sucking a dick and then kissing a dog in the mouth, and then the whole disgust with that. That was what I thought the laugh would be at if you were sitting in a crowd watching it on a stage.
I don't know. Uh, I don't know. It may have just went over my head a little bit.
That's fine.
Understood. I know.
Sorry, I wish I could
Yeah, as
give
far
it.
as like word economy goes, like I feel like in those, like yeah, the wording would be really important. You'd want to like use as few words as possible while still maintaining the integrity of the ideas you're trying to convey.
I think
So
another way I'm going to try and look at it as I'm taking acting classes. I'm kind of doing well in that, doing much better than when I started. But something I thought about today, which I didn't implement, was every time I wrote a joke, I kind of knew where I'm leading to it. I'm leading it as a punchline. Like I know where it's supposed to get it. And I'm kind of expecting that. Like you say ABC, wait, you wait to hear people laugh, and you kind of move on for there, or you expect it and you move on. So I think instead of doing that, I want to try and go into it as what's my objective with the joke? What's the motive? What's the understanding of it? Do I want people to know that I feel like I want to have a big dick, not for big dick purposes, just if I can slap it on the table and announce my presence? Is that all I want, or do I thank you, or do I want people to really know that I feel like we can't drive because we can't fly with cars because we can't handle perks on the road anymore either. Like it's kind of getting to the objective. What's the objective and the moral of the joke? And if I know that, then when I'm building up to the big punchline, I'm able to go with more conviction in my lines and with my actual telling of the joke than just walking up and just trying to say it word for word, or even like just going through the motions, if you were to say it.
yeah, because I think like if you can get there before the audience does, then like that's the because like I mean a joke is just you trying to surprise people, right? And then when you, if it's surprising enough, they'll laugh. So if you get there like and they can figure out the rest, then they'll probably get a bigger laugh. I think.
Mhm.
Like the fucking dick thing was hilarious. Chris,
Thank
you
you.
have anything to add?
No,
Cool, cool.
Oh, one
All right.
more. One more. I'll ask you this. I probably should have asked this after Chris. But do you guys find it hard? Do you guys find it that you're much funnier in regular conversation and in your natural selves than you are as being on stage at this point?
no.
No?
No, I'm a terrible
I
converser.
I can't hold the conversation to save my life. Probably why I'm not a storytelling comic because I can't hold the conversation to save my life. Everything feels it just goes over my head.
All right. I just want to get to a point where the confidence in me just kind of freeballing and having fun in a regular conversation is the same thing on stage. And I'm just doing the same thing on stage, or at the very least, I'm giving off the appearance I'm doing the same thing on stage. And that way it just flows much easier.
Mm. Yeah, and having the words down, I've learned like well as far as my set goes, and everybody's different, but knowing like word for word a joke helps with making it sound natural to me. But like I also try to leave some parts where like I might switch the wording up a little bit just because it feels more natural in the moment. So it's like it can feel more organic if you have certain parts where the wording doesn't even really matter. It's just the idea is still coming across in the same amount of time,
Mm-hmm.
but not like that's the way it can like come off as more organic because it kind of is, you know. That's
Understood.
just where my head goes. Chris, you have anything?
No, but I definitely agree. I need to prepare much more so that way my shit sounds organic when I'm on stage. Like rehearse more, like read it a bunch of times. I definitely like like for most of my jokes, like, I just often read it to myself if I like, I'm not going to have stage time. Like, especially during this pandemic stuff, just read it and read it over to myself. So at least it sounds natural. I can't just make up stuff as I go. I used to be an improviser, but my brain's just too far gone to the point where it's like, I just can't do it anymore.
What, too much acid?
No,
Hootie was said yes.
I have tried acid before, but not too much.
We need to do more. I'm sorry, I'm taking away from all the time.
No, that's no problem. I probably shouldn't have even logged on, to be honest with you. Like,
Why not? You gotta open your third eye. I mean,
I mean, which one? Are you talking about the left one or the right one? We got 4 eyes already.
hmm. No, I definitely do think you should do a ton of acid, especially if you gotta do at work and stuff. Man, it's gotta be terrible. Well, if you don't have anything, Chris, I guess you have any jokes you want to work on or anything?
sure, because I
Okay.
have a show with someone that they want me to do on like a Friday or something. So it's like I've got my old shit for that, but it's like I do have some one-liners I was thinking of like maybe adding in between to it and stuff. So I'll just edit in. All right, so this is just some stuff that I've been just noticing during the pandemic. Obviously, a lot of shit. I guess you can start the clock. A lot of shit has obviously changed since the pandemic. Like I kind of alluded to earlier. In Vegas, you run out of money at the casinos. Before they just run your ass out. Now they really help you apply for credit, and other things that happen. Like I know I know churches are now becoming like drive-through movie theaters where you literally park up at a church and you have to turn a radio dial and you can hear literally the sermon in your car radio. It's called Dashboard Confessional. And the other new thing is that in some progress that has been made is that a city in China, they now have officially banned the consumption of cats and dogs as a result of the coronavirus. That's right. They banned the consumption of cats and dogs. They will now only be allowed to consume Beyond cats and dogs. Like Beyond Meat cats and dogs, basically. And that's just, that's a little bit of some of my topical stuff. But a little bit about me, one thing that happened during the pandemic is that I've gone just like fat as fuck. Like I've kind of started to lose a little bit of weight, but I gained like 30 or 40 pounds just from like all the stress eating I was doing. It got so bad that whenever I'd reach for a cookie, every jar became a swear jar because I couldn't get my hand out. That's how fucking obese I got because of gaining so much weight. I did download this exercise app though for this year to try to get into better shape though. It's where I work out really hardcore for one entire month, and the rest of the year I just spend pigging out. It's called Fit for a Bit. And the other one that I've started to notice that the last straw for me being physically unfit was it got to the point where I literally undressed myself in my bedroom and bent over, and Alexa started playing Bad Moon Rising, and that's when I knew it was just the last straw. Things have been pretty crazy in Vegas since the pandemic, though. The other day, I saw a woman who was clearly mentally ill talking to a fire hydrant while on the side of the street. I went back home and discussed it with my cat. I was never really a rich kid growing up. Like growing up, I could never afford to buy a slip and slide, but luckily I didn't need to because my dad was a shitty plumber. I do rideshare for a living over in Vegas, and I know that Vegas has the worst roads ever because yesterday I finally found the nicest road in Vegas. It's called Rusty Nail Way. I will say this, like, in terms of dating, I haven't really done any dating during the pandemic. I will say having the mask helped me a lot. It was the first time someone actually swiped right on my profile, so that was kind of cool about that. But a little bit about me. I'm a Episcopalian, but I do celebrate Passover every time a Jewish girl swipes left on me on Tinder. When it comes to women, I always consider myself a bit of a Walmart sweater. I just accept all shapes and sizes, like fat, skinny, you name it, I accept it basically. Not because I believe in like body image or anything. I just have low standards. That's all. I actually tried a Slim Fast for the first time recently. It was just a month of fucking nothing but chubby chicks. I did try to learn stock trading though, just to like make some extra money over the pandemic and stuff. I started off really shitty. In fact, I started off really shitty so much that my stock career was a lot like my dating life. Once I was finished, like the stocks were much like the women I was dating. Once I was finished with them, then they would run. And let's see, what else did I have? Oh yeah. The worst time for me on Valentine's Day was when I was vegan, because when I was vegan, I hated getting sent letters from secret admirers because I hated getting catfished. And yeah, I know. It's fine. I'm allowed to bomb a little bit. I'm just like, oh yeah. But I know I've been stock trading a lot, really too much, because I started referring to condoms as stop losses before I would date with before I go out with women and stuff. And I've really got to stop discussing about kids as returns on investments. That's one thing I really have to do. And I don't know, how much time do I have left, or do you guys even want me to go on?
About 9 seconds. Well, actually, now you got about 5 seconds.
5 seconds? All right. It's okay. 5 seconds. I do have one, Joe. I'll just give you a
Well, that
1-1
5
line.
seconds is over now.
All right. Perfect. I'll have a beer. Thank you. You just spit up my beer time. I'm going to have my Heineken Zero because I don't drink, but I probably should start very soon.
Yeah, I started drinking those Heineken 0.0s. Those are, yeah, they taste terrible, just like regular beer.
Yeah, exactly.
Actually, it kind of reminds me of apple
It is
juice.
crisp, though. It is crisp. I'll give them that.
Yeah,
So
reminded me of
cold
apple juice.
piss water.
Yeah, it's kind of just like hop water, actually. Like, they have actually a good one, like Lagunitas hop water. I usually get that sometimes. Or whatever they have at Whole Foods. They have like a hop water thing at Whole Foods.
So the piss is in track and field now. It's hopping over stuff.
Huh?
Piss is in track and field now. It's hopping over stuff.
I don't understand.
I don't know.
It's a track and field.
I said hop water, and I just wanted to make a stupid.
Oh, okay. Hop water, track and field. I get it.
Yeah, the thing about the dashboard confessional, yeah, I don't know. What if they had like singing telegrams, but instead of like singing telegrams, it was like they'd send a pastor to your house to give you a personal sermon.
I'm actually not familiar with that. I know Jehovah's Witnesses go door to door, but I've never heard of the telegram shit.
This is a hypothetical question.
Interesting.
Like,
I mean, I could look at that a little more,
I'm
That
not.
could be a way for me to add more to that joke instead of just being kind of a one-off joke,
Because I don't know, like some of the references and things I didn't get because I know nothing about stocks, and also I'm just a general idiot. So a lot of the stuff kind of went over my head.
I know
But not all of it.
For me, I'm not the best at one-liner jokes. I'm not even. That's as a consumer and even critiquing. But I know that for me, there are one-liner jokes can be jokes that just make me like smile and like, oh, you witty. That was really very witty. Um,
Oh, thank you.
One of the jokes that was witty was one of the stop losses. One of the jokes that went over his head didn't go over my head, and I don't have hair, so like it's much easier for it to go over my head than his. So for one, it was stop losses, and you talked about how you
I refer to condoms as stop losses.
yeah, stop losses. So, in the words themselves, if someone doesn't really know what a stop loss is, it kind of explains it just by the wording that it is itself. Um, I'm not the best at one-liners. I think one-liners are usually just like build up, build up. Here's your punchline, and that's it. Like it's dead after that, right?
Yeah,
Um,
I'm not a storyteller. Like I haven't. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't been able to think to go more in storytelling and in depth into that kind of stuff.
I think that joke is a good one. What would be something to what would be something to add to that?
Well, I mean, most of your jokes seem like they were pretty tight.
Crap.
We
What's
can.
the term?
Any really banger ones, or
What's that term I'm thinking about?
I feel bad. I'm just today.
Isn't there a with taxes? Isn't there something like a reversal with a stop loss? You can reverse a stop loss and then make it accrue more.
I don't think so. A stop loss is basically just like you set a stop loss. So if your stock basically, if like your stock starts plummeting, like just eating shit, like I do at most of these workshops, like just starts really going down, like basically to avoid getting a big loss, you basically set a stop loss where you say,
Stop loss.
and basically you'll just go into the stop loss and it just sells the stock so you don't lose any more. Like if it's the day where like March when the COVID came out, the stock market just dropped like thousands of, just like that's basically a stop loss rate. Essentially, just one massive stop loss. The stop loss activates to prevent you from losing any more.
Mhm.
And in taxes, you can write off a maximum of $3,000 for stock trading.
Right, but okay, I'm not getting it right. I'm probably thinking of another process. So then, with that, I was saying to expand on that, the condom can still break, and then I forgot what this is, but I know something in a process with a stop loss where it happens, but something could fail and it keeps going. Isn't that right? Or am I
Hmm.
wrong on that?
So think of what could happen if the condom breaks and the stop loss doesn't work. Try like go in that direction. You're saying,
Yeah,
okay, that's something I'll look into.
right. I don't know the correct terminology for like stop loss not working or something in the market making the stop loss.
Basically, when you say you won't, when you say this is my stop loss, it doesn't go further than that. Basically, just as soon as it hits that amount, boom, it sells your stock automatically. Like it basically just like sells it automatically. Or you say, like and I've known some people that actually have like, well, stop losses can be good. They can also be bad because if someone decides to intentionally crash a stock to, see how low they can get it so they can reload it, basically they'll just intentionally just yank how much they have inside, just still to really crash the stock, and they'll load it up at the bottom and just force everyone to sell and then reload back again. It's a dirty trick.
Well, then one more. I think your stop. I think you were making such great investments in the relationship, and then you just she took off her bra, and oh god, no, gotta keep going. You saw she didn't shave. You see crabs, stop loss. Put this condom on and get it over with. You know.
Yeah. Oh. So basically, compared to what would be a stop loss on a woman, basically,
Well,
like what
stop.
would be a no deal, essentially.
Well, let's not body shame people. I guess that would be one part of it. I'd say about the you can do the relationship, you can do the timing, you can do the talks. You say, I don't know, like I'm still in it, but let's keep it going. The stop loss is here in my pocket. If I need to go further, and then you find it out, it's like stop loss. I got to cut it off right now.
Yeah. What would you guys think about the Slim Fast and the Slim Fast one?
So
I
if
didn't
Say it
understand.
again.
What's that?
Oh well. Oh, maybe I spoke. I was basically it was. I said. I basically said I tried a Slim Fast once for an entire month. I dated nothing but chubby chicks.
Okay, now I get it. Like, but I wasn't thinking about it like in that way. I was thinking like, wait, does being around fat chicks make you look skinny? Because that was where my mind went. But the second
Okay.
time you said it, I got it.
I
Oh
get it.
yeah.
Again, I'm a professional idiot.
Oh, it's no
So,
problem, dude.
It took a while for me to get it after you said it that second, and I thought about it for a third time. So
I might need. I
it's
might
just
need to flip it. I might need to flip that one.
mm,
Like for an entire month, I did I date nothing but chubby chicks. It was my first slim fast.
Mm.
Maybe it was my first.
Maybe like in celebration of Ramadan, I tried a Slim Fast. I did it nothing but chubby chicks.
Something like that. Yeah, I think if you tie Slim Fast to something,
Because like
uh,
I wasn't thinking of fast that way. That was
Yeah, I was thinking fast as in like like you're fasting, like you're like those fast diet. That's what I was thinking, like slim fast. Like a lot of people when they think of a slim fast, think like that kind of diet drink or something. So when I basically said like when I say I tried a slim fast, they're thinking of, or I tried my first slim fast, they're thinking I'm thinking of the drink. And really, no, it's just a month I date nothing but chubby chicks, because I was fasting from skinny women, essentially.
I think it can be in the same breath as you went on like a 30-day cleanse, so you just kicked all your kids out the house, something like that. Like it's not. I guess it's on that same manner of well, slimming,
Misdirection.
misdirection, and you're saying I don't need this person or this whatever out of there. But I think, like Bilal stated, say Ramadan or something along the lines that goes with fasting, so that that way it's a easier connection. Not that the joke isn't smart; it's more like get people in and out. Because if you're doing one-liners and you're thinking about people coming in and out with the one-liner and setting up for the next one, I think it's good to have people think on what you said and find the funny in it, but also maybe if that's your style where you're just pumping in and out, not make the joke easy, but make it coherent, and then have people say it, get it, but then get hit with the next one and have to kind of do the same thing and aren't really prepared for it.
Okay, so what you're saying is you think that the joke's not like basically the joke it kind of like it's not as clear like the one I have.
Mm, I guess off of my experience, it wasn't as clear for Bilal. I think he may have thought it wasn't as clear. I'm not saying it wouldn't be overall. You're the one with the experience in that joke. I think for us, or for me at least, it wasn't as clear as to what was being mentioned. Because Slim Fast, I heard it, it didn't register, and then I just was prepared for the next one to kind of hear it and laugh at that, or just absorb it. But the Slim Fast one, it didn't really absorb that well because I didn't make that connection.
Okay.
What about you?
I wasn't thinking of fast that way. That was the only thing.
Yeah, that's.
I was thinking of fast like quick, like the
Yeah.
yeah.
I thought Slim Fast as in like the drink, but when I heard like not dating women, I was like, well, okay, wait, that doesn't make sense.
Oh yeah. Basically, I was saying like I tried to slim fast once. I date nothing but chubby chicks for an entire month. Because basically that was like I was fasting from dating slim women or skinny women. Basically, that was the angle it was going into. Essentially, like I tried to slim fast. So basically, like like. But yeah, that was kind of what I was going for. Like it was like in your mind, you're thinking, "Oh, the drink," but no, it's not. It's the, it's like it's something completely different. So that's why I was kind of like, it was an attempt. I'm still tweaking that one a little bit.
Well, I like how your face is screaming like store mannequin right now, where it's just
What?
big smile. Like your smile's like this. It's like a perfect like mannequin or smiley face smile.
I don't smile. Smiling is against my religion.
So then that's a forced smile. You just contorted your facial muscles to look like a smile.
Did you guys think
I
the
don't know what
dashboard professional one was okay?
I didn't get the reference, but I knew it was a reference that I wasn't getting.
Say that again.
I didn't get the reference, but I knew that there was a reference that I wasn't getting.
Oh no, Chris, you asked which joke was one.
Oh, the dashboard confessional one.
The dashboard confessional one. Huh. I liked it. It made me smile. Uh, I can't remember what I would tag on there.
Do you know, like I had to Google dashboard confessional because I didn't know what it
I thought
was.
I thought of just like you're in your car and there's a dashboard because you said radio, like
Yeah.
switch radio. So I don't know what they do out there in Nevada. It sounds a little different here in North Carolina. But
Yeah. Basically they're just doing like drive-through. Like you go to the drive-through and they have someone that plays like a sermon essentially. Like they basically do the preaching, except you have to be there and listen to it on your radio like a movie. And I was thinking in my head, oh, I thought that would be. I just thought of like the band name. I thought of like where they're listening to the sermon from, and just the band name. I was like, oh, that might be kind of cool. So I just I put in. It's been getting a pretty solid reception. So that's why. But that's why I wanted to kind of test it out here just to see if there was anything more like you guys could think of that I could do with that one.
Yeah, because I didn't know about the band. Like I'm not a very hip person.
oh, a band? No,
Yeah, it's a
was
band.
Oh, I'm not hip either. Like,
Very hipper than I, my friend.
Yeah, I'm sorry. This is interesting. I like this setup. I like the setup of people. I wish it was more than just us three, but I like the setup of like people from different areas of the country, kind of doing a workshop and not only testing their own jokes, but whenever we're like up and running again in the country and we get our like actual sets and careers in comedy together, we can be able to know what jokes work culturally and what works, what doesn't work culturally,
oh yeah, for sure.
and figure it out. So now I know that no matter where I go in the country, my jokes don't really work that well. So got to get better.
Yeah, your jokes were good. It's just me. I don't know. I think I'm gonna need therapy after this whole pandemic thing just to fix kind of whatever. Like my brain just got so fried from stress and stuff that it's just like I don't know. I'm gonna be like I'm trying to get it back. It's like so one of those things where you're like just you go off track for a long time. So. Yep, I see the sad violin. Thank you. World's tiniest violin.
Actually, I do have a regular size one in here somewhere. I think it's under that pile of
I mean, my theme was joylessness, so or whatever. Like so I'm kind of fitting that, at least a little bit, but.
Yeah,
I'm not sure. I'm not sure how the comedy scene has been from where you guys are. I mean, you kind of said it already because things are shut down. I know here in Charlotte, or let's not say Charlotte, in North Carolina, because I've been to different places in North Carolina. There are shows that are very sparse and in between the socially distant, the ones that are socially distant are socially distant. There are some that aren't that people don't care about. But I think Charlotte is slow on the upkeep as far as like bringing comedy back, and there are other places like we have Raleigh, our capital city, Raleigh and Durham next door, like a fifth or fourth.
Oh, the Hardy Boy country.
Yeah, all that.
Hardy Boy country.
Or the Triangle, as we like to call it, the Triangle or Research Triangle. It's where Chapel Hill, Durham, and Raleigh are. All three of them collectively are the second biggest area where people live in North Carolina. So it's like a major city exploded out into three regions. That area has had a lot of mics going on and a lot of comedy going on, like rooftop comedy during the summer, parking lot comedy going on now. There's been comedy in Greensboro with a comedy store or no comedy zone. So overall, I think there's like more places for people to go out and try it throughout the state as far as like doing comedy. But from what I remember from the year before when I first started comedy, it's nothing compared to what it was.
Yeah, things have just taken a huge hit.
So
they really have.
How about you, Bilal? I know comedy's limited in Michigan, but has there been like any like kind of little line of comedy where people will try to go to? Like it hasn't dipped below this line.
There were a few house shows outdoors, and bars were open for a little while, but then they all shut back down. Right now, everything's pretty much dead, but we still have neighboring states that are still partially open, but dead for the most part up in Michigan. So you guys have any final remarks on the feedback?
This definitely was good. It definitely was good. It helped me, and I apologize that I wasn't in the best mood or the best mindset right now because I would love to give better feedback.
My feedback is that Bilal is a wonderful host who tries to make his people smile with his wonderful faces. And other than that, I'd say overall, I think this is a good platform. I know it's just us two or us three, so it wasn't as diverse. And this is my first time on the workshop right now, so I know next time I do it, I'll probably be better prepared, knowing what to do. My feedback is I know this is like good, like this can help people. So I think for Chris,
Yeah,
I guess for Chris, I'd say the one-liners are there. They're good. I'm not that great at one-liners or critiquing or just saying what to do with it, but I think they're there. Uh, for me, I guess I still need more work. Just got to cut the fat off. Get more used to doing comedy behind a camera, sitting in my room, and I think the show or this is good. I think it's nice. So I don't know.
Thanks.
So I don't know how many people can see this, but thanks for sticking around and watching 2, 3 people chop it up for about an hour.
definitely. Thank you guys,
Guys,
and
thanks for
I
coming.
apologize. If I'm on one of these other ones, I'll definitely come more prepared. I'm just like, holy shit, I feel so
That's
bad.
fine,
I
dude.
was
Nobody cares. It's all just fun here. Now's the part where if you guys have any like social media or any podcasts, or if you want to go like on an anti-Semitic rant or something, this is where you do it. So Darius, you're up first. Do you have anything?
Um, well, if you are in North Carolina or just want to follow me in general, I don't advertise that I'm a comedian because I feel like I need to have a better product to show the people and my audience before I can fully advertise it. So, but for my personal social media, just look up Darius Brunson on Facebook. You can follow that Brunson. Darius is spelled like that. Darius Brunson is Brunson. That's on Facebook. My personal Instagram is the number 8, Black Boy Fly, the number 8. If you are in North Carolina or Charlotte specifically, and you feel like eating some dope food we haven't noticed or known, I'm a chef that does my own food events and pop up dinners. Working on trying to get some more happening throughout the city throughout this year. So my food Instagram, where I post about things like that, is going to be underscore Poms underscore CLT. That's underscore POMS underscore CLT. So that's what I have for now.
Awesome. Chris?
you can go to at Christopher underscore Waldeck on Instagram, and you can rip me for not coming more prepared or doing good tonight. Because I probably deserve it for not preparing well. So
Nobody, again, like there are no stakes here.
if they want to, I am more than willing to accept it.
All right.
All right, boys, it's been lovely. Thanks for having us, and Bilal, thanks for hosting this wonderful.
Yeah, Chris, were you done or?
Oh, I'm good. Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah. Thanks for coming, guys. Sorry about starting late, and thanks for sticking around till the end. This was fun.
Oh yeah, no problem.